I would like to say really that I've also been involved in administration and also in management. And I would like to say really that when it came to even performance contracting, my school, the School of the Built Environment, was actually the best in the College of Architecture and Engineering, University of Nairobi. I've also been involved in other managerial duties in the country, but particularly I was the chairman, management board, Methodist Guest House in Nairobi, where I was involved in managing or giving direction to the management. We managed to purchase plots and even do some development at some for quite a while. I have also been involved in other duties like being a member of the council. Government appointed me, Meru University College of Science and Technology, and my performance was also exemplary, where due to my knowledge in terms of construction and management, the university really moved from one grade position of construction, management, and even acquiring staff for the University of Meru College.
I think you must have worked either with him or somewhere after him.
Yeah, actually, yeah, maybe we'll let you know.
We'll come back to you then.
Yeah, it will come, but we worked with him at Meru College. But I'm saying...
So now you're competitive.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to you so that we get to know more about you. Okay. Viewers, remember, this is about the race for the governorship of Meru County, and in studio with me today are two gentlemen who want to be governor of Meru County. Remember, you can join me for this job interview for these two gentlemen through SMS on the number 8040, that is 8040 via SMS. You can ask questions, you can send in your comments, you can send in your criticisms, or anything you want me to ask these gentlemen on your behalf. You can send it to me on 8040, that is through SMS, or on Twitter at Noah Otieno, or on Facebook, facebook.com/KTN Kenya. Now we'll come back. Now we are with you, Mr. Marambi. You are a gentleman that most Kenyans have seen, most Kenyans have heard about you. Okay. Tell Kenyans, tell the people of Meru County who you are and your background and training.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Otieno. My name's Ruben Baine Marambi. I was born in Tigania West, Meru County. I went to school in Kanjai Primary School. From Kanjai Primary School, I proceeded for teacher training, became a teacher, taught in several schools in Meru, studied privately, got an Division 1 at O level, went on studying privately, A level, joined the University of Nairobi, did Bachelor of Commerce. From there, I did not go back to teaching because at that time, commerce was not a teachable subject. Therefore, I joined Kenya Commercial Bank, worked as an officer in Kenya Commercial Bank, rose through the ranks up to training manager, then went to Cooperative Bank, worked there up to a point where the president appointed me to go to Central Bank, worked at Central Bank as the chief banking manager for quite some time, and then some problems developed at the National Bank, and again, I was requested to go and sort out those problems.
This is 1998?
1999. Okay. I've successfully sorted out those problems. I should have finished my contract in December, but my board kindly released me before that time so that I could contest for this position of Governor Meru County. I think many people know me because of National Bank, but I've done many other things besides the National Bank. I serve in several boards. Up to January, I was the chairman of Meru University. In fact, I was the first chairman. We served there with Dr. Gichunge. Professor Gichunge. We served the work we did there under my leadership is open for anybody to want to see. I also serve as council member at KEMU, known as KEMU, which is Kenya Methodist University. I'm still there. I've done many other things. But I think, as you said, Otieno, when they hear of Marambi, the thing they associate me most is National Bank. But I would like to tell them I have done many more things, not just the National Bank, and I hope as we continue with this interview, those issues will come out.
That is where we want to begin with you, Mr. Marambi.
Yeah.
The National Bank of Kenya then, at that time, was, okay, maybe still is part of the system, quote unquote, seen as part of the status quo. Are you a system man? You know, are you a man who's been part of the system and has been chewed?
Well, maybe the answer should be yes and no. If a system man is a person who is not independent of that system, then the answer is no. I am a person who fixes things. I'm a person, when work is needed, is ready to dirty his hands and clean it up and move forward to doing something else.
Professor, he says he's a fixer and he wants to be governor of Meru County. What do you think is there to be fixed? Do you agree
actually,
with
what it is that actually I would like to say, Mr. Tieno, that even the performance we are talking about the National Bank is like even today it is in the wounds. I don't think really it has come out from where it was. And the government of Kenya pumped in a lot of money to Kenya, to National Bank of Kenya. When you compare that bank today with Equity Bank, it is very far down. And I would like to say really what my friend says, as a good manager in National Bank or MD, I don't think really he did a very good job. And if he were to be given the governor of Meru County, that county would stand. And that's why I'm trying to say really that in terms of management, which I've done and taught in Nairobi University many years, I don't think really would make a very good manager. But the Kenyans are there to decide. That in bank today, a bank is staying for 14 years without giving the clients any dividend, really, that is not prudent.
He will have a chance to respond to that accusation you've made. Okay. But you say that you've taught management for many years. They say that those who can't do, teach. Is that true? Are you a man who can teach because you can't do? And can the people of Meru County trust you to go and do now that you've been teaching?
Actually, what it is that I'm not just been teaching. I've done a lot of consultancy work. In fact, my area, I've got law in terms of the degree I have. I've also got technology, which is very important. If you look at some constituencies, really bridges are collapsing. But because of my knowledge in technology, that will develop the county very much. And I'm saying really in terms of the consultancies that I've done, I'm a man's hands-on. And when it comes to management, what I'm talking about, there are several types of leadership, which I would like to talk about. That is what we call aristocratic management and leadership, and there's also what we call democratic. In between there, you have got leadership, which actually brings in the two systems together. Myself, I'm really more of the democratic type of leadership, where I value very much teamwork. And that's why I'm trying to say, really, I'm not just a theorist, where somebody says scholars and just theorists, people cannot manage. But education is very important, Mr. Otieno, and you have seen actually when it comes even to the deployment of judges recently, and even magistrates, they were looking at people with a master's degree. We don't want really people to manage a county where if you have read in literature, somebody called as a land room merchant. We want people who can theorize and also do things. And that's why I'm saying a job like of a governor, you need a minimum of masters, and not just CPAs or being BComs. We need somebody who has education and who is broad-minded in terms of leadership and in terms of global knowledge.
We'll come back to you on that because I know for a fact in the few years I've been on Earth that some of the best leaders in the world Some of them never got beyond high school. But I'll give you a chance to come back to him on the accusation, the criticism he leveled against you as regards the National Bank of Kenya. That 14 years, people have never seen dividends, shareholders.
Okay. Thank you. For those 14 years, I was trying to fix so they could see those dividends. They were going to see zero if I did not go there. But going back to what Professor has said, I'm very happy that he's not the one who is supposed to judge. Kenyans know what I have done. Kenyans know that that bank was gone. Kenyans know that government did not pump in money. They paid their debt, which I collected. That should be credited to me for collecting that in debt. It was in debt owed. It was not a gift. And I did not only collect from government. I collected from every debtor who owed that bank. Government simply happened to be one of the many debtors I collected. I collected from.
What are some of the biggest challenges you went through at the National Bank of Kenya? Because we know then that they were very powerful people in the government who would walk in and walk out with a loan when other Kenyans waited months for a loan. And it is said in the grapevine that there were two places to go, the National Bank of Kenya and another bank, which is now doing very well. For any government minister, any well-connected person to just walk in with millions of Kenyans' money that would take years and years to get back. And some say this is why the NBK went into a debt crisis. What are some of the biggest challenges you faced in that discipline?
That's part of the story, but that's not the true story. National Bank went into a crisis because public lost confidence in the bank. And they withdrew their deposits from that bank. That is what we call a run on the bank. Yes, it had its fair share of large debtors, but that was not the major problem. The major problem was the run on the bank. And when it came to collecting debts, the first thing that we had to do was to restore confidence, which we successfully did. And then we started collecting those debts, and we collected from everybody, including the government of Kenya.
So, Professor,
yes,
having been at the University of Nairobi all these years, what do you think the people of Meru County will use to judge you in terms of leadership capability and your suitability for Meru County itself?
Thank you very much, Mr. Otieno. I would like to say really our county is among the richest counties in terms of wealth. It is really number 5 in the whole country. And when it comes to the issue of population, it is number 7 overall. So what I would like to say is really that when it comes to Meru County, we have got 3 sub-tribes. We have the Igembe, we have the Tigania, where actually 3 people are standing for governorship, and then we have got the Imenti. The population of the Imenti is 560,000. And when it comes, the population of Tigania is about 295,000. The population of Igembe is about 490,000. And you can see it in that light, Mr. Otieno. What I would like to say is that when it comes to that county, I would like to see it united. Unity is very, very important when it comes to any type of performance. And dependent house cannot really stand. I would like those 3 sub-tribes to stand together. Then I would like to say also that because of my knowledge in technology and management, the county really would benefit a lot from my leadership. Because when it came even to the elimination of the constituencies, I was actually at the forefront. I presented in Governorship, Meru, and other places. And in fact, we managed to get 2 extra constituencies in the county. And of course, we would have had more. But I'm saying I have been involved as a leader directly there in terms of the leadership in the county. And I would like to say also, like I'm being also like a member of BOG, some secondary schools. I've also been actually organizing secretary of Igembe Development Organization, where I was very much involved in promoting education in the county. And I would like to say, really, it's unfortunate, Mr. Otieno, that currently the education standards in Meru have really gone down, so down that we are not where we were in the 70s and 80s. And it's unfortunate that we have got even an assistant minister of education who the president gave us, but he does not seem to care at all about the education standards falling.
And that is where we need to pick up from, because talking about the people of Meru County, those I spoke to before this show, I told them I will be having in my show the gentlemen who want to govern Meru County. What would you like me to ask them? And some of them told me to ask you what your plans are for the youth in Meru County, because they say that most of them go astray. They go to high school, then they come out, they are absorbed into the mirror trade, they are absorbed into idling and businesses that really can't get them far. We'll start with you, Bana Marambi. You said you are a fixer.
Yes.
How would you fix the problem of unemployed, idle youth who are engaging in mirror trade that never gets their families very far?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Otieno. Meru County is a very rich county. The problems there did not start yesterday. They have been there. The resources have been there. The reason why Meru people have not benefited is simply because we have not had people to set up systems. The resources are there, the people are there. They have been trying the same methods, expecting different results.
And so what systems do you think are needed to fix?
Actually, that's why I'm interested in this seat more than any other. We have not had a governor before, and therefore nobody can claim that he knows what governorship is all about. And that's where the challenge is, and that's what I want to fix. The first thing I want to do about Meru County is I want to transform it from a rural county to an urban county. In other words, the thrust of everything that I'll be doing is moving Meru from being a rural county to an urban county. In other words, planning everything that is to be done there, whether it's their residencies, whether it's their businesses, because what we lack there is simply planning and management. For example, the way especially the young generation is living, we are scattered all over the place. That makes it very difficult for services to reach people. I'm planning to have people live in estates. That is what will give us, that's what will bring services closer to people. It will mean they can get schools, it will mean they can get power, it means they can get security, and the security is a major issue. The biggest problem we have there, apart from all these others, is security. And the reason is the area is large, people are scattered all over, and you can't therefore give them enough security. The focus is towards urbanization. And this process has been seen all over the world. We may tell people, go back to land, but we have to plan where they are going back. Industries can be easier when people are together. So really, the focus is going to be towards urbanization, and that is what is happening all over the world. It's not just for Meru County. I will give the same advice to all other counties.
I'll come to you, Professor. He says that part of the solution to the problem is urbanizing the Meru County. But Meru County is one of those regions in Kenya that are blessed with fertile land. Yeah. Despite the large population of 1.3 million plus, there you have very hardworking people and very fertile land. Rather than doing for people something as governor, what would you do to let the people do something for themselves, to make themselves rich using the resources that are there in Meru County?
Thank you very much, Mr. Otieno. I know you asked about youth being very frustrated, wondering about jobs. I would like to say really Meru people have had education, and education is very key. to really any development. If you look at Vision 2030, we're really talking about industrialization. We are talking about middle income group in this country, or level in this country. And I would like to say really with Meru, if we get band leadership in terms of governorship, we will be having a lot of problems. And that's why we should have the good beginning at the start. I would like to say education will form a very important role where we help our young people to get education. An educated person really becomes a solution even to his own problems. And that's why we will encourage innovation in terms of education, vocational training, and even university education. They are quite important. Then I would like to say really that when you look at other parts of this country, like Rift Valley, we get our young people who are involved even in sports. I would like to say that I would like to set sports academies in all our 9 constituencies, so that people who have got gifts can start and develop. If you don't proceed so much in the formal education, you can run. And you have seen people like Wanjiru and others, Telegat. I'm saying really our Meru youth can bring in a lot of money to our county, and that can be a lot of riches. The other thing I didn't tell you, Mr. Otieno, is that my wife is calling Dr. Iva Gichunge. She is a lecturer in one of the universities. We have a lot of information or knowledge about entrepreneurship. We need to teach people on how they can depend on themselves. And a lot of businesses, according to research which has been done in this country, is that about 70% of them fail the first 5 years because of lack of entrepreneurial skills. We will train our not only youth, but even our women groups and others on how to run a business in a profitable way. You will find that people eat up the profit, and therefore the capital is not really involved, or the capital does not grow in terms of business performance. This is an area where as a governor really move in very much, and there are people, our business people, our young people, to do business.
Talking about business, there is a challenge that the Meru people, most of them, told me to ask you about. That in Meru County, the people will work on their farms. They will produce what is popular from Meru, Mira. But the people they have been bought out of their own wealth. That is, their farms have been leased by very wealthy people. Then these people give them very little money for their Mira. So your farm is tied up a year or two producing Mira, but the money you get it the first month, and from there for 2 years you're very poor. Mr. Marambi, how do you think as a governor you'd help the people of Meru deal with this problem? That you have a farm, it is in your family name, but you're farming for somebody else who takes it and then goes and makes millions from the Mira that you produce, but you are poor with your children, with your wife.
It's simply what we call lack of liquidity. They want ready cash rather than cash that is to come in the future. For that reason, they actually mortgage their land. Contracts must be respected. If they have already leased out their land, nothing can be done until that lease is over. For everybody has a right. It's a matter of a willing buyer and a willing seller. They contracted it willingly. We must let that contract run out. But when that contract runs out, we must now show our people what to do. I know the contracts will not all be running out at the same time. But what we will teach our people is, if you have already leased your land, then respect that lease. Let it run out. But when it runs out, let's organize ourselves. And the way to organize ourselves is either forming a company, forming a cooperative, and this cooperative should be able to advance, or even forming a Mira bank. And this institution should be able to advance to these people the money.
Tell this guy, I want then continue.
This institution, if we form a cooperative, or if we form a company, or even if we form a Mira bank, there was talk sometimes forming a coffee bank in Kenya. In fact, a Mira bank would work even better, where they pool their resources, so that when somebody has this liquidity requirement, when he needs money, he can be advanced And then when he sells his Mera, he can pay him back. At present, what they are doing is simply for lack of alternative. I'll give them a minimum of 3 or 4 alternatives, what they can do.
Yeah, about that issue, Mr. Otieno.
Yes.
Actually, I'm from the Meru growing area, and I don't think Mr. Marambe knows much about Meru, but it is a very sensitive area, whereby over the years, we have looked at it. And in fact, like last week, I met the Meru people in Nairobi, and we held a discussion with them. The biggest problem, of course, is savings, where they can really save and have their own circle and start investing in terms of getting vehicles and other things. But Meru being a sensitive thing, and this being also a free society, where Somalis have come and they have involved themselves in the Meru business, I don't think really as a country we can say let's send them away from the chambers here and there. But I'm saying there should be a makeable agreement between the farmers, the middlemen, and the traders, so that at least the traders also and the farmers benefit very much. Meru, of course, is a very mainstay, like in my town. One day they get over 50 million in a small town, Maua, and even other towns. I'm saying it's a crop, which is very, very important. And where we have a problem, basically, actually, is not even there, but it's the marketing of Meru. And I, as a governor, I will put in my effort to look for more markets, both in East Africa and outside Africa, so that at least this money can come to my county and it can enrich our farmers and our business people. But you ask me, Meru being a very rich country in terms of agriculture, what are we going to do? Agriculture actually is the mainstay of the Meru County, and you are going to put in a lot of effort in terms of helping farmers to have even modern methods of farming, so that we can increase output. The biggest problem which we have in Meru is water. Water has been a big shortage at all in many in our constituencies. Like now, there's a lot of water when it is raining now, which is being wasted. We will make sure that we harness that water in the county, and it will help places like Bode, Gembe, Tigania, and you'll be surprised some towns actually in Meru do not even have water, potable water. This is an area where I will come in and help in terms of water harvesting and irrigation, and then also value addition in terms of industries. We get our green tea, it goes to Dubai, and it is just used to blend other teas, and the other, even coffee and the rest. We will have industries where we will have value addition, and this will create also employment for our young people and for other persons of Meru County.
Now, as I told you when we were beginning this show, I invited Kenyans to help me interview you for this job of Governor of Meru County. And they've been watching you speak, and their questions are coming in. Some of these people are former students of Meru University College.
Yes.
Some of these people are clients of National Bank of Kenya.
Yes.
Some of these are students at the University of Nairobi.
Yeah.
And there's a gentleman here called Mugambi from Meru, and he says, Mr. Marambi, you've been in the system for so long, you've served Kenyans, you've done your best. Why do you want to be governor now, after 70 years plus? You want to take just 20 seconds to respond to Mugambi?
Okay. Mugambi is wrong. He has ended about 3 years to my life. He's here 70 plus. Please tell him he's wrong. He is wrong. They should check his facts again. But even if I were 70 plus, that would be even better for me. Now, the reason I want to serve Meru is because this is a new opportunity. I want to use my experience to set up the system for them. It's not for my own good, it's for the good of Meru people. The challenge is setting up a new system. I'm used to that. I've set up many systems. I know the challenges. I know the hardships. You told me Mugambi is from Meru University?
Yes.
He knows how I set up that place. He knows the problems we went through setting up that institution, and he knows it succeeded. And I want to assure him this one will also succeed.